Hello, world changers. Welcome to this Motivational Monday episode. My name is Miss McCarthy, and today we are going to talk about why reading is so important. And you might be thinking, but Miss McCarthy, aren't you a math teacher? Why are we going to talk about reading today? We will get to all of that shortly, but don't forget to go ahead and tap that like button and hit subscribe. That way you're the first to know when I drop a new video. Hold up. I was ready to dive in and talk about reading, but you know what? It's Monday. That's right. You made it to Monday. You know, here at McCarthy Math Academy that we get stoked, so excited about Mondays. Now listen, I'm gonna be real. I dreaded Mondays for a lot of my life. I was super sad and stressed out many Mondays because I was not ready for my weekend to end. But one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of being so sad and stressed out on Mondays. What if I flip the way that I'm thinking about Mondays and choose to be excited, pumped, ready to rock and roll on Mondays? And that is exactly what I did. And I tell you what, it changed my life.
It can change yours too.
So you know what time it is. It is time for us to step our feet apart, hands on our hips, shoulders back, chest up, head up also, looking fierce, and repeat after me. This is how I Monday.
That's right, you hold that power pose.
All right, so let's get to the obvious. Yes, I am a math teacher, and yes, I'm going to talk about reading today. In order to break down why reading is so important, I thought it might be a good idea to break down my journey as a reader up until this point in my life. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. In elementary school, middle school, high school, college, I did not enjoy reading. There, I said it. Listen, from an early age, I struggled as a reader. I didn't read as fast as everybody else, and I had this thing where I could read fluently. I could read the words, but then when it came to understanding what the words were saying, I realized that I had been distracted, and I'd have to go back and read it all over again. So as a young kid taking reading tests, oh my goodness, my eyes would water, not because I was crying, but because I was just so stressed and my eyes were so strained, and just everything that I was reading was not making sense in my head. So, world changer, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, yes, that is me too, I struggle with reading, I want you to know that I totally get you, so keep listening. So it wasn't until I was an adult, after college, maybe towards the end of college really, that I started to really enjoy reading more. I always wanted to be a good reader, but I didn't think that it was for me because I wasn't as good as everybody else was, or so it seemed. It took me so long to realize that it doesn't matter how fast you read, that you have to read at a speed that is just right for you. And now I love reading. I really went from somebody who could not stand reading, who felt like I was terrible, no good, very bad at reading, to somebody who reads every single day and loves it. And the sooner that you realize the magic and the power that reading has, you are just gonna be like, whoa. So when it comes to reading, here are some of my personal takeaways. Takeaway number one, reading is for everyone, and it doesn't matter how fast you read. Stop worrying about how fast everybody else is reading and finishing their books, and read at a speed that is just right for you. The only competition that you need to be focusing on is the one staring back at you in the mirror. Who is that person? It is the better version of you. You are just trying to grow and become faster every day to become a stronger reader, somebody who enjoys reading every day. Stop worrying about everybody else and start focusing on you. Takeaway number two, I think that reading really helps you to understand the character traits and the values that you want to embody in your own life. For instance, when I read about characters and I notice that they are stepping through their fears and they're being brave and courageous, I'm like, I want to be like that too in my own life. I want to be like Beast Mode McCarthy. So then in my own real life, when challenges do come up, which they do because, hey, we're living and that's what happens, I've already told myself that I want to be brave like the characters I read about in the books, and therefore I'm stepping through my fears. On the flip side, if you're reading about characters who are malicious and evil and who are just out to get people, and you're like, ew, you know in your real life when you have the choice between being kind or being hurtful, you know you're going to be kind because you've already ewed the person that you have been reading about in your book. Takeaway number three, reading will help you fall in love with learning. Most of the books that I read are actually informational books. For real, I start my morning every single day reading something that's going to help me build a better growth mindset, you know, something that will help me constantly step into a better version of myself. Listen, y'all, I love starting my day reading something that's inspirational, motivational, something to help me activate my good habits and step into action. Which leads me to takeaway number 4. Reading gives you knowledge, and knowledge gives you power. When I was in school, I used to see posters in the classroom or teachers saying, you know, knowledge is power. I really didn't even understand what that meant. Knowledge is power, what? But on this side of life, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is totally right. Reading gives you knowledge and knowledge gives you power. I have literally changed my life because I've been reading books and learning new things, how to manage my time wisely, how to manage my money wisely, how to gain the confidence from becoming a classroom teacher, and then going forward and building a business where I get to help so many teachers and students just like you to become a better version of yourself and to sharpen up on your math skills. Truly, I cannot put into words how much reading has helped me, how much reading has taught me. So now I have a challenge for you and for everybody, but especially for those world changers out there that are like, you know what, reading isn't quite my jam yet. Listen, that was me too, but I have a challenge for you. I challenge you to start reading something daily and try to figure out what it is that you like to read. I promise you, if you keep searching, there is reading material out there that is just right for you. I promise. And now a challenge for everybody. As you continue to move forward in your life, I want you to keep asking that question. What does knowledge is power mean? And try to constantly be wondering how reading can change your life. Keep asking those questions, keep seeking those answers, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. By the way, if you don't know, I know I've mentioned this a few times in this episode, but I am a math teacher specifically for grades 3, 4, and 5. So if you know that you are struggling with math or you are working with students who struggle with math and you want to see if maybe my videos can help them, I absolutely encourage you to go check out my website, mccarthymathacademy.com. The link is below in the description box. Don't worry about writing it down, just click the link and get yourself a free trial to access the fun, engaging, high-energy, jam-packed math lessons that I have available just for you. Before we go, remember that you were born with something special. That's right, and it's your job, it's your mission to figure out what that is and then use it to make this world a better place. And yes, I mean you. I'll see you next time, world changers. I need to go read a book.